Number 10. Obsession, the dark side of love. Ever felt that rush when you first fall for someone? That all-consuming, can't eat, can't sleep kind of love? It's exhilarating, right? But what happens when that fire turns into a wildfire, consuming everything in its path? It could be lurking in your last text message, that jealous pang in your chest, or the lengths you go to just to spend a few more minutes with them. Obsession masquerades as love, whispering sweet promises in your ear. It convinces you that your intense feelings are just a sign of true devotion. But trust me, there's a fine line between love and obsession, and crossing it can have devastating consequences. Imagine the scene from the movie Fatal Attraction, where Glenn Close's character becomes dangerously obsessed with Michael Douglas. What starts as a passionate affair quickly spirals into a terrifying obsession, complete with stalking, manipulation, and violent outbursts. This film illustrates the extreme and dangerous lengths an obsessive individual might go to when they can't let go. Obsessive love can lead to controlling behaviors, constant surveillance, and a loss of personal boundaries. It might feel passionate and intense, but it often leaves a trail of emotional destruction. Number 9. Love and manipulation. I love you. 3 little words that hold the power to heal hearts and build empires. But what happens when those words become twisted, weaponized, used to control and manipulate? For manipulators, love is just another tool, a means to an end. They dangle those 3 little words like a carrot on a stick, using your own emotions against you. They might shower you with affection one minute, then withdraw it completely the next, leaving you craving their approval. They might use guilt trips, play the victim, or isolate you from your loved ones, all in the name of love. Manipulative love can be incredibly dangerous and destructive. Imagine the movie Gone Girl, where Amy Dunn, played by Rosamund Pike, manipulates her husband Nick, played by Ben Affleck, through a series of calculated lies and deceit. Amy uses love as a weapon, twisting the truth and playing the victim to control Nick and manipulate public perception. This extreme example showcases how manipulation can lead to a web of lies, control, and emotional devastation. Real love empowers you, uplifts you, and sets your soul on fire. Manipulative love, on the other hand, drains your energy, erodes your self-esteem, and leaves you feeling confused and unworthy. This toxic cycle can make you doubt your own worth and lose sight of what genuine love feels like. Over time, you might find yourself walking on eggshells, constantly trying to please your partner to avoid their manipulative tactics. Understanding these behaviors is the first step towards breaking free and reclaiming your emotional independence. Number 8. Unspoken truths about infidelity. Infidelity. It's a word that cuts deep, shattering trust and leaving scars that may never fully heal. We often think of cheating as a black and white issue, a simple matter of right and wrong. But the truth is, the reasons behind infidelity are far more complex and nuanced than we might imagine. Sometimes it's about seeking validation, filling an emotional void, or escaping from the pressures of a relationship that's no longer working. This isn't about excusing infidelity, it's about understanding the underlying issues that can lead to such a betrayal. Infidelity can be incredibly destructive and painful. Take the movie Unfaithful as an example, where Diane Lane's character, Connie, engages in an affair with a stranger she meets by chance. What starts as a seemingly innocent attraction quickly spirals into a dangerous and destructive affair. Connie's infidelity stems from a combination of boredom, unmet emotional needs, and the excitement of forbidden love. This film vividly illustrates how infidelity can unravel lives, leading to devastating consequences for all involved. People might cheat because they feel neglected or unappreciated in their current relationship. In some cases, infidelity can be a misguided attempt to regain a sense of control or autonomy. Emotional dissatisfaction and a lack of intimacy can drive individuals to seek comfort and connection elsewhere. It's also worth noting that societal and cultural factors can influence attitudes towards cheating. Number 7. The illusion of soulmates. The billion-dollar lie you've bought into. Soulmates. The idea that there's one perfect person out there just waiting to complete us. It's a romantic notion, isn't it? A storybook fantasy that's been sold to us through countless movies, songs, and fairy tales. But what if I told you that this soulmate myth is just that, a myth, a carefully crafted illusion that's keeping you from experiencing the true potential of love? It creates unrealistic expectations, making us believe that love should be effortless, conflict-free, and eternally blissful. Think about the movie 500 Days of Summer, where Tom, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, is convinced that Summer, played by Zooey Deschanel, is his soulmate. Tom's belief in soulmates leads him to idolize Summer, ignoring their fundamental incompatibilities and the reality of their relationship. This obsession with the idea of a perfect partner ultimately leads to heartbreak and disillusionment when Summer doesn't meet his idolized expectations. The film poignantly illustrates how the soulmate myth can blind us to the complexities of real love. The truth is, love is not about finding the perfect person. It's about finding someone who is willing to grow and change with you through all of life's challenges. Believing in the soulmate myth can lead to constant disappointment, as no one can live up to such impossible standards. Real love requires effort, compromise, and a willingness to face difficulties together. Number 6. Love addiction. Are you addicted to falling in love? We all crave that intoxicating feeling of falling in love, the butterflies, the excitement, the all-consuming passion. But what happens when that initial spark becomes the only thing you chase? What happens when you become addicted to the feeling of falling in love rather than the depth and commitment of a long-term relationship? It's a cycle of chasing that initial high, only to find yourself crashing back down to earth when the novelty wears off. You might find yourself jumping from one relationship to another, constantly seeking that initial rush of excitement. Think about the movie Silver Linings Playbook, where Pat, played by Bradley Cooper, and Tiffany, played by Jennifer Lawrence, both grapple with their intense emotions and the tumultuous highs and lows of their relationships. While their connection is initially fueled by intense emotions and mutual neediness, it ultimately requires them to confront their deeper issues and move beyond the thrill of new love. This film shows how the addiction to the highs of falling in love can overshadow the potential for deeper, more meaningful connections. But true love isn't just about the initial spark. It's about building a deep, meaningful connection with someone who challenges you, supports you, and accepts you for who you truly are. This addiction can prevent you from experiencing the stability and growth that come with a lasting relationship. Over time, you may realize that the thrill of new love doesn't compare to the comfort of a long-term bond. Being addicted to falling in love can also leave a trail of hurt and confusion for those you leave behind. It's essential to reflect on why you chase the high and what you're avoiding by not committing. By understanding your patterns, you can break free from this cycle and open yourself up to the possibility of true, enduring love. Number 5. Power dynamics in love. Let's talk about power dynamics. Every relationship, no matter how balanced it may seem on the surface, has its own unique power dynamics. Sometimes these power dynamics are unspoken, playing out in subtle ways. Who makes the decisions? Who controls the finances? Who compromises more often? Other times, the power imbalance is blatant, leading to resentment, control issues, and even abuse. The key to a healthy, fulfilling relationship is recognizing these power dynamics and striving for balance. It's about creating the environment where both partners feel heard, respected, and valued. Consider the movie Blue Valentine, where the relationship between Dean, played by Ryan Gosling, and Cindy, played by Michelle Williams, unravels due to a significant power imbalance. Dean often tries to control aspects of their life, while Cindy feels increasingly trapped and unappreciated. Their inability to communicate openly about their needs and frustrations leads to escalating conflicts and ultimately the dissolution of their relationship. This film powerfully illustrates how unchecked power dynamics can erode trust and intimacy. Open and honest communication is essential for addressing and adjusting these power imbalances. Partners should regularly check in with each other to ensure that both feel equally supported and empowered. Sharing responsibilities and making joint decisions can help level the playing field. It's also important to recognize and appreciate each other's strengths, allowing both partners to contribute in meaningful ways. By fostering mutual respect and equality, couples can build a stronger, more resilient relationship where power struggles are minimized and harmony is maximized. Number 4. The influence of childhood trauma on love. Our childhood experiences, both positive and negative, shape who we are as adults. They influence our beliefs, our behaviors, and even our capacity for love. If you experience trauma, neglect, or unhealthy relationship dynamics in your childhood, you might find yourselves repeating those same patterns in your adult life. You might unconsciously seek out partners who mirror those early relationships, or you might struggle to trust, communicate effectively, or set healthy boundaries. Consider the movie Good Will Hunting, where Will, played by Matt Damon, struggles with forming meaningful relationships due to the severe abuse and neglect he suffered as a child. His traumatic past leads him to push people away, including his girlfriend and therapist. Fearing vulnerability and rejection, Will's journey to confront and heal from his childhood trauma highlights the profound impact early experiences can have on adult relationships. The good news is that by understanding how your past is impacting your present, you can break free from these destructive cycles and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. We'll explore the impact of attachment styles, the roles of early trauma, and the importance of healing those old wounds in order to build stronger, more secure relationships in the present. Healing these past wounds takes time and effort, but it's a crucial step toward emotional freedom. Through self-awareness and therapeutic practices, you can learn to nurture a loving relationship with yourself and others. This journey of healing can ultimately lead to deeper, more meaningful connections and a more resilient sense of self. Number 3. Love and mental health issues. When in sickness and in health meets mental illness. We all know the traditional wedding vows, in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, but what happens when sickness involves mental illness? How do we navigate the complexities of love and relationships when one or both partners are struggling with their mental health? Mental illness can put a strain on even the strongest of relationships. Open communication, empathy, and a willingness to seek professional help are crucial for navigating these challenges. Consider the movie Silver Linings Playbook, where both main characters, Pat, played by Bradley Cooper, and Tiffany, played by Jennifer Lawrence, grapple with their own mental health issues. Pat is dealing with bipolar disorder, while Tiffany is struggling with depression after the death of her husband. Their journey together illustrates how mental illness can complicate relationships, but also how understanding and support can help them find common ground and build a connection. It's essential to understand that mental illness is not a personal failure, but a medical condition that requires treatment and support. Creating a supportive environment where both partners feel safe to express their feelings can make a significant difference. It's also important to educate yourself about your partner's condition to better understand what they're going through. Regular check-ins and setting boundaries can help manage the impact of mental health issues on the relationship. By cultivating empathy and maintaining open lines of communication, couples can navigate the complexities of mental illness and emerge stronger and more resilient. Number 2. The financial costs of love. Love might be priceless, but relationships, they come with a hefty price tag. And I'm not just talking about the cost of wedding rings and fancy dinners. From everyday expenses to long-term financial goals, money can be a major source of stress and conflict in relationships. Different spending habits, financial insecurities, and even student loan debt can put a strain on even the most loving couples. The key to navigating the financial side of love is open and honest communication. Consider the movie The Big Sick, where Kumail, played by Kumail Nanjiani, and Emily, played by Zoe Kazan, face financial stress as they navigate their relationship. When Emily falls seriously ill, the medical expenses and financial pressures mount, testing their bond. This film highlights how unexpected financial burdens can create tension and strain, even in the most committed relationships. The hidden costs of love, from date nights to mortgages, could add up to the price tag on Happily Ever After. Financial compatibility is just as important as emotional compatibility in a relationship. Discussing financial goals and expectations early on can prevent misunderstandings and resentment later. It's also crucial to create a joint budget that reflects both partners' values and priorities. Unexpected expenses and financial setbacks are inevitable, but a solid plan can help couples weather these storms together. Remember, the goal is to build a partnership where both parties feel secure and supported, financially and emotionally. Number 1. The role of evolution in love. Why do we fall in love? Is it destiny? A matter of the heart? Or could it be something altogether more primal, more deeply rooted in our biology? Is love an evolutionary trick? Evolutionary psychology suggests that love, in many ways, is a survival mechanism. It's about ensuring the continuation of our species, about forming strong bonds that increase our chance of survival and reproduction. Our ancient instincts continue to influence our modern relationships, from mate selection to infidelity. For instance, traits such as physical attractiveness and resource availability, which were crucial for survival in ancient times, still play a significant role in how we choose our partners today. Consider the movie Jurassic Park, where Dr. Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill, and Dr. Ellie Sattler, played by Laura Dern, demonstrate a subtle attraction. Alan's protective nature and Ellie's nurturing qualities reflect evolutionary traits valued in mates. Strength and resourcefulness, paired with compassion and caregiving. While they may not be consciously aware, their interactions are influenced by primal instincts. Similarly, the drive for infidelity can be traced back to primal urges for genetic diversity and reproductive success. Men might be subconsciously driven by a desire to spread their genes widely, while women might seek out partners who can provide the best resources and protection for their offspring. These instincts, though often subconscious, shape our behaviors and expectations in relationships. Understanding these evolutionary instances can help us navigate the complexities of modern love, recognizing that some of our impulses are deeply rooted in our past. If you found this video intriguing, be sure to check out our video on every known psychology behind mental disorders explained in 10 minutes or less. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with our latest insights into the world of love, relationships, and mental health.